We have a new sponsor on the channel that you guys are going to absolutely love. Symbol is the stock market for sports that allows you to profit off your sports knowledge. Crazy, right? On Symbol, you can trade sports teams like stocks, and every time your team wins, you earn cash. Use your sports knowledge on Symbol to buy low, sell high, and earn cash payouts when your team wins. Join the 7,000 plus early adopters who have started to invest in their favorite teams. All you have to do is visit www.symbol.com/NOS. Use the promo code NOS, and your deposit will have a money back guarantee up to 500 smackers. That means even if you lose money, Symbol will refund your initial deposit, no questions asked. Join Symbol and start investing and profiting from your favorite teams now. Yo, y'all, before we start this video, I know I just did a sponsorship, and now I'm saying, before we start this video, this is important. I promise you, this is important. This is not a waste of time. We are 10 subscribers away from 10,000. 10, all right? So if you're new to the channel, I'm just going to need you to go ahead and click the red subscribe button. We are 10 subscribers away. Appreciate the hell out of you. Yeah, enjoy the video. Bye. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're back with another video, and this is another one that sucks to make. We just made a video that sucks to make about Jameis Winston missing the rest of the 2021 NFL season with a torn ACL. Well, now we have another season-ending injury for another pivotal New Orleans Saint in Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas, who has not stepped out on the field yet this season, will not be stepping out on the field at all this season because of an ankle injury he suffered back in week 1 of 2020. In the fourth quarter, literally like 2 minutes left, Latavius Murray rolled over on his ankle, and he's kind of been screwed over ever since. He tried to make a comeback late last year because we were going into the playoffs. He played not at 100%, re-aggravated that injury, had a disagreement with Sean Payton on what he was going to do in his rehab process, tried to avoid surgery, but ended up having to get it before the season started anyway. He was really working towards that rehab process. He was trying his hardest to get back out on the field, but as it turns out, there was another setback. They saw something else in the scans and have decided that Michael Thomas will not be returning this season. He went ahead and posted this statement on Twitter today. I've always been a man of faith. In these past few months, my faith has truly been tested. As many of you know, early last season, I injured my ankle and worked extremely hard over the next few months to get back in time to finish the season. Unfortunately, the rehab didn't go as planned, and earlier this offseason, it was apparent I would need to have a procedure to repair the injury. Since then, the team and I have worked diligently day and night to rehab and get me back on the field. Unfortunately, there has been another small setback which we will have to address. To my displeasure, I will not be able to make it back in time for this season, but will do everything in my power to get back to the player I always have been. I know God doesn't make mistakes, so I will continue to follow in his path and can't wait to be back on the field in front of the best fans on the planet. So, an encouraging message from Michael Thomas. Sure, it sucks that he will not be stepping out on the field this season, and you know, shit happens, guys. Like, it really does. It's not that big of a deal. We already aren't going to have Jameis Winston for the rest of the year. What would be the point? I would have understood rushing him back in a sense, like just putting him out there when he's not completely 100% when Jameis Winston was on the field, but your offense is likely going to be led by either Trevor Siemian or Taysom Hill. So there really isn't much of a point to go ahead and put Michael Thomas out here. Honestly, we probably won't be contending for a Super Bowl. Like, we just have to be realistic when we're talking about this kind of situation. Obviously, you never know what's going to happen, but there's no point in risking it for something that isn't a guarantee. Like, we're not guaranteed to make a deep run in the playoffs anymore. So it's the best option to make sure that Michael Thomas's future is kept in the forefront of everybody's minds. He's one of the best wide receivers in the game, if not the best wide receiver in the game. When he's out there on the field, we just have to give him the time to be able to come back and be out there on the field. So obviously, this spells a little bit of trouble for the New Orleans Saints. Their wide receiver depth chart reads as follows: Traquan Smith, Marquez Callaway, Deontay Harris, Kenny Stills, Ty Montgomery, and Lil Jordan Humphrey. Those are the wide receivers that the New Orleans Saints have to work with, and obviously, that's not a great wide receiver room. We saw the New Orleans Saints attempt to make a trade for wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. from the Cleveland Browns yesterday, but they just were not able to reach a price that they both agreed on. They just couldn't do it, but that doesn't mean the Odell Beckham show is over, all right? There's some stuff going on in Cleveland that we're going to talk about a little bit here today. So earlier today, Browns coach Kevin Stefanski told his players that Odell Beckham Jr. is essentially not on the team right now and that the wide receiver has been told to stay at home. He was dismissed from practice and was told not to show up today. The only reason that this is significant is because the New Orleans Saints showed extremely high interest in trying to attempt to grab Odell Beckham earlier before the trade deadline. Kevin Stefanski told the team this morning that the Browns wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. won't be with the team for the rest of the season. It's looking like Odell Beckham Jr. might actually be cut by the Cleveland Browns, which is absolutely mind-numbing to me. I understand they're obviously not on the same page. There have been multiple instances where Odell Beckham Jr. was wide open and just wasn't throwing the ball by Baker Mayfield this season, so I could see why he's disgruntled. The reason that this is important to the Saints is because if Odell Beckham Jr. gets released and slides through the waiver wire, which he probably will, nobody wants to pick up that massive contract that he has, they can begin negotiations with Odell Beckham Jr. and attempt to bring him on to the active roster. Odell Beckham Jr. has showed interest in the New Orleans Saints before. It's just, will he want to play when his quarterback is going to be Trevor Siemian or Taysom Hill? That's going to be the big selling point. Obviously, the New Orleans Saints don't have a ton of cap space, so there are a lot of things that go into something like this. There are also wide receivers like Deshaun Jackson who are available. There's just a lot going on here. Obviously, the New Orleans Saints are not in the best position with that wide receiver room. There is a clear and obvious issue there, and it is not going to get better with the help of Michael Thomas because there will be no help of Michael Thomas this season. So let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think the New Orleans Saints should do. Did they miss the mark on not knocking down a trade the other day? They knew that Michael Thomas was not coming back. That is why they were trying to trade for a wide receiver. If Michael Thomas was coming back, they wouldn't have done it, but they were trying to because they knew. So the Saints will be riding the rest of the season without Michael Thomas and, of course, without Jameis Winston. Spells trouble, but we're just going to have to see how the New Orleans Saints adjust. I'm really excited for next season, man. We're going to get a fully healthy Michael Thomas and a fully healthy Jameis Winston. The NFL is not ready to see something like that. Does not mean this season is a wash. We've seen teams go to the Super Bowl like this before with a really good defense and a not-so-great offense. We'll see how Sean Payton decides to manage this and how he decides to approach this when it comes to coaching his football team. Will we do a Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram, Taysom Hill, Lamar Jackson kind of offense? Or are we going to give Trevor Siemian the keys to the car, let Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram do their thing on the ground, and let Taysom Hill be, you know, the Taysom back, as he always is, doing whatever the hell he wants to on the field? Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. Michael Thomas is done for the year. The Saints have interest in Odell Beckham, and he is going through something with the Browns right now. Keep an eye out on that, and keep an eye out on other available wide receivers. Thank you so much, and I'll see you boys in the next one. Adios.
Zero gravity falling at my wrist, my stage on like I'm jumping on a trampoline.